through the lines to Jurien Timber, who's inside the Blackburn area and gets the shot off. And what a goal that is from Jurien Timber. What a return to competitive football.
Hello. YEG Gooner back again. Look, yeah, real talk. This week, I was like, you know what, yeah? First of all, I was knackered from work and I was having issues with my sinuses. Anyone that lives in Alberta knows Alberta is really dry, so it just messes me up with my hay fever, you get me? And so I wasn't up for it, you get me? Not really up for it. And for me, yeah, just because I got, like, obviously I'm doing this, it's on the side, and y'all should already know it's on the side, you get me? Because, you know, you just know I'm a small guy, small channel, I'm just a man with a mic, you get me? But, like, I got a full-time job, so the Chelsea game, on my break, I watched 45 minutes, then I was going to watch along the other 45, got home, watched the rest of the 45, or the rest of the other, like the full game. That's what I do. So like if there's a game, I'm at work, I watch 45, then watch the rest of it at home. You feel me? So for the week games, like real talk, like I was just buzzing. I was buzzing, but like when you go to that toilet bowl, yeah. When you go to that toilet bowl, like I don't know, like Arsenal, maybe I'm the only one. I'll have to ask other Arsenal fans, but when you go to that toilet bowl, like you're confident, but like I don't know. I don't like speaking about that game and what we're gonna do in that game. Does that make sense? I don't like it. I just don't like that fixture. And previously, when I was on with my brother and we were talking about the Chelsea game, I made a statement. I said, whenever we go up 3, the game's done, because we haven't conceded 3 this whole year. So if you score 3 and we haven't conceded, like I'm talking about Premier League. Obviously, Liverpool beat us 3-1, right? And then I swear West Ham did the same thing, but those are in cup games, tournaments, right? We haven't conceded 3 in like the whole year. So in my head, go up 3 is donezo. You get me? And I'm not gonna break down the game too much. I'm just gonna talk about a couple things here or there, and then talk about the last 3 games we have and the last 4 games that we have, and maybe talk a little bit about midweek. You feel me? But real talk, yeah, I told you these man are Tottenham's fried chicken. Put that Saka Nando sauce on. First of all, I don't even like Nando's in Canada. It tastes disgusting. It is nasty. There's nothing here that, like, bro, my wife cooks better, so I'm not gonna go spend out there, you get me? The sauce is okay, but it's like I got suya, you get me? I got ground pepper, you feel me? I don't need that, you get me? So let's get to the game a little bit. So what Arteta's been able to do is, I've said this from time, Arteta doesn't play, well, his philosophy isn't pep ball. You can tell that he got something from David Moyes. I've been saying this, right? Obviously, he's played on the winger, he's played on the Moyes, and then he had a little bit of run inside PSG, and then his first job was under Pep, right? So people say he's a student of Pep. They say that he's a student of Pep ball. So I don't like to call it Pep ball. I like to call it total football, tiki taka. I like to call it what its name is, not attributed to Pep, because we all know that Johan Cruyff, right, wasn't the pioneer, but he's the one that like brought it out of Ajax and then gave it to the world. You get me? So it's not like he created it, but he's the one that pioneered it to spread it around the world. So I'd rather call it Cruyff ball than Pep ball, but that's another story. You feel me? And looking at this year, all the Arsenal fans that say they will never take Diego Simeone, like you gotta rethink it, because watching this game gave me like the vibes of when we used to play Atletico, and Griezmann will just get goals off of counterattacks, and the passes will be beautiful. Because Atletico have beautiful technique, but they have a dog in them, and that's what we have this season. We have beautiful technique all around the pitch. We may be lacking in a bit of pace, but we have great passes, and our defense is solid. That, like, people be calling it the Bermuda Triangle. You get me? With Rice, Saliba, and Gabriel, and I think Gabriel and Saliba had a real solid game. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give my man a match, which is Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz, yeah. I made a video, Arteta out. It was probably my second video. It was not Arteta out, but it was Arteta out question mark, where I was basically saying that like he needs to do something. You feel me? And context, like context out the window, and people like to say forget about the journey, like it's just about winning. But like when you watch a game, when you watch a North London derby, when you watch us play Chelsea, right? Obviously, if you don't win the league, you don't win nothing. It's not as sweet, but you can't remove those moments. You get me? You can't remove those moments. I'm pretty sure, like Fairview match going fans have like lots of different memories you have going to different Wembley games with your parents, going to particular games that you went to with your family, with friends, and like that. That's what Arsenal gives us. You get me? That's the love for the club that it gives us. And so Arteta's given us so much moments this season, and his philosophy has reached like has it changed? It's changed over the years. Where when he first came, he was actually playing this pragmatic style. We just didn't have the players, and he adapted. I would say his style of total football. I'm not gonna call it pep ball. His style of total football, where at time when you have the pass that can just break the line right away, you do it and you do it right away. But what we mainly try to do is you have a pace on the left hand side or pacey on the left hand side. We have a striker at the moment that can hold up the play, control the ball, and pass very well versus finishing right now. And then on our right hand, when Ronaldo drifts and Saka drifts and Ben White overlaps, we have two players that can carry the ball and hold the ball really well as create very well, right? And then we have the holding midfielders that kind of pivot between an 8 and the 6. When Party is there, he's more or less the 6 more or less of the time, and only transitions to an 8 somewhat like less of the time because we don't move to the left that much. So you're not going to see Party move to the 8 too much. Whereas Declan Rice is more or less an 8 that pivots to a 6 when we have the ball on the right hand side ish, right? But more or less, Declan Rice is a free man that's available to receive balls from Party, Odegaard, and drive forward if he has it, or pass and recycle and retain possession. Yeah, I said I was gonna break down the game, but like when you see something, you gotta say it. You get me, that's what we saw more or less in the Chelsea game. But what we saw inside this game is what I was talking about, where David Moyes, that Dyche ball, the Burnley ball, the Simeone ball, where it's tight, it's compressed. You see a lot in Portuguese football, especially when they play the Champions League. You see a lot in like the Italian league back in the day. The red and the black and red war. You get me. Maldini style. You feel me? One goal and we've won. You get me. And that's what we saw. We saw basically Odegaard was playing more advanced, which I like it when he plays more or less the 8-ish role. He's playing more advanced. Him and Kai Havertz were basically playing two forwards or two strikers, 4-4-2 style. You get me? Because we're off the ball a lot. There was spurts when we had the ball, when we were controlling it, and when Spurs were demoralized. But that's basically what we did, man. And like enough of this. Let me talk about the moments. First of all, Kai Havertz. Okay, I'm like me, yeah. When I watch football, I play a lot of FM. FM has like to me, there's some players in FM that you see them, and it's like you don't do this in real life. You don't have this attribute. You don't have this stat. I'm the type of person that like when I used to play FIFA as well, like I'm not the type of person that will pick up someone on FIFA and be like, yeah, they do that in real life. No, I need to see you. You feel me? And so like when I play FM, I got a game on in the background more or less of the time. More or less of the time, I got a game in the background when I'm playing FM. So be it a Real Madrid game, be it a Barcelona game, and so and so forth. And so that's how I know, like that's how I was like, yo, Kai Havertz, like FM is like it's not FM in. But today he's 17 passing showed. He's 17 passing show today. You feel me? I swear this man's getting more and more confidence. You can see it, bro. You can see it. More and more confidence. And this doesn't mean we shouldn't get a striker in the summer, but like he just makes it when you're performing that, when you make it easier when new signings come in for big money, because you can start in the beginning of the season, they can gradually come in and integrate into our system. That first goal was beautiful. I need to go back and watch the whole game again because I was sick when I woke up this morning. My stomach was turning. That first goal was beautiful. You feel me? Like he was just like, hey, y'all. Any of y'all watch The Bear? Let me know, bro. That show is amazing. Hit in the comments if you watch The Bear. But Mandem was just like, yo, Saka, corner. Biff, he pinged that ball corner. You know when you watch those videos back in the day when you're a kid, you're like, how do you do that ping ball? Because you're trying to do it in the game. I used to play, I was like, yo, I need to do that ping. I need to switch to play with that ping ball. I used to play right back, you get me? That's why I got the Tommy Yasu jersey, you get me? That's why I'm gonna get Ben White next season, you get me? That's why I'm gonna pick up Timber, you get me? I got love from my fullbacks. But yeah, he pinged that ball to Saka. Bro, I've been sick. Saka's touch is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Every now and then you'll get like, but like that's like towards the end. Like Saka's touch is beautiful. Touch the ball. Ben Davies had no chance. If it was Idoji, if it was Destiny, my man, them, Niger, like Niger be Niger crime. It might be a bit different. But it was Ben Davies, and I don't understand. Like, actually, no, I get. I played fullback. You get me? And I've been done by people, but then you don't have the scout report when you played. You don't have the scout report. So you don't know which foot the guy is until like later in the game when you've got cooked. But I mean, Saka can shoot his right too, but he wants to get his left foot on it. It was hard for him to get to his left foot, and he gets it to his left foot. Bruh, that goal was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Like the own goal too, yeah. I think this is it the third time it's the third time in the North London derby Saka has forced an own goal. Like, come on, Kerr. Like, come on. And then the last goal, Declan, was it Declan's? But the last goal, yeah, it's not like that game, it doesn't sum up those two games, the Chelsea game and this game, it sums up our season as a whole. Perfectly all-rounded team. Perfectly all-rounded team. I loved it. Spurs got cooked today. Man was like, I don't know no Spurs fans in Edmonton. I don't see it. You get me? No one's gonna support that team here. They got a big fan base in the US though, which like I don't get it. You get me? I really don't get it. But like they were moving. Like I gotta say, yeah, these North London guys, they move booty. Arsenal, you need to separate yourselves from these. This stuff where you're leaving the game halfway through the game, it's so flaky, man. You don't like. You gotta love your club. You gotta love your club. You gotta kiss them. Like Arsenal, we need to separate ourselves from the like. I don't want to see none of that in the Emirates next season, man. These guys have done enough for you guys to like stay at the end of the game, even if it's 3-0, because we gave them goals. We gave them goals. Like I was pissed off, but we gave them goals. Raya made a mistake. I'm not gonna crash it on him. He got the golden glove. He got it last game. I'm not gonna crash it on him. I'm gonna leave it be. Declan Rice, I'm like it pissed me off, but I'm gonna leave you be because it's a special rice, jollof rice. Before you burn it, I'll leave you be. You get me. And when it was at 2-3, I was reflecting and I was having flashbacks. I was like, yo, I've said that like if we score 3 goals, we're not considered, we're not losing. And we didn't lose. We didn't lose. Now, what does this mean for the title race? Bournemouth played at the same time. Bournemouth slapped. Bournemouth Bournemouth weren't playing, yeah. I can't lie to you. Every game is gonna like the North London derby is different, right? Like it's different. It's a different game. It's a game in a different dimension. Form goes out the window. You get me? But Bournemouth, like, I actually think that game is tough. It's tough. That game is tough. It's I would say it's in between. It's somewhere in between Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. Somewhere in between there. Like for us, it's somewhere in between there. And that's our next game. Yeah, Arsenal fans, stay humble. Game by game still. There's only 3 more left. We control our destiny. Don't forget about what City do. City, in my opinion, their game today, they showed why they're the current champions. You have to do that sometimes. Sometimes you gotta get clocked on your chin a couple of times and get back up and then prove you're a champion by finishing the job. You get me? And I ain't gonna like it's business. I'm not gonna crash on them for their performance. You feel me? The only thing I would say is that like sometimes, yeah, the referees with City games, yeah, they be
It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace. That's what it is, a disgrace.
Yeah, they've been moving kind of shaky, but like we'll talk about that later because content needs to keep running when the season's over. Liverpool, um, that's it. That's it. That's it. Because one of my bros, like he's a Liverpool fan, and like me and my brother King Colin, we're telling him that because he's young in it, I think I'll have to ask him, but like he's been watching football, like there's no way you knew what you guys were before. You didn't know. I'm not trying to say he's not a real fan because he didn't know what they were before, but like you're just going back. Like he's kind of going back to what you were before, and what everyone thought we would do, that's what they're doing. Everything that what people were talking about, experience and moving forward and love and taking it to the wire, that's what we're doing. Yeah, that's what we're doing. You get me? You feel me? This badge holds weight, right? And at the end of the day, errors have to come to an end. And I ain't gonna talk nothing about Salah. Salah is and give it 10 years, people will be talking about Salah differently. Because you're seeing it, right? You're seeing him. So when you're seeing him, you're gonna be oh, he's not that good. He's the performance is so and so. But the script on Jobber is completely different to when I was growing up and watching Jobber. Completely different now, right? When you're watching football, Jobber like no one scored that much goals, but like you'd have to live that for you to know. And give it a couple of years, it'll be different. Like, and the way they went out, that's how you got like. Obviously, he's gonna be cheese, man. Like, come on, like he loves the club, bro. Like, yo, any of the men out there, any of the women out there, like when you love your parents and they do something that you feel like you're like, yo, why'd you do this to me? You get me? Why you do me this way? And it's like sometimes you're doing stuff for them but then they don't see it that way. And then you just lose it and you're a bit disrespectful. But at the end of the day, I don't feel like Klopp, I think Klopp knows. I think they're cool, man. Like, we're not going to see what happens behind the scenes, but they're cool. Unless it's going to be in a documentary, but they're probably on the phone right now crying, 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 like, yo, I didn't mean it. I love you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're probably doing. But Arsenal fans, keep your powder dry, game by game. Have the chest, have your heart on the badge, but game by game, you get me? Nothing crazy, you feel me? Be humble, you get me? Because we don't know what's going to happen. And Bournemouth is the only thing we should be thinking about at the moment. Forget about what City do, you get me? And one last thing for you, Spurs fans. London is red. Also, Chelsea, I need you guys to remember something. Everton have more league titles than you. You only have 6. Everton have more league titles than you. How can London be blue when we have 42 and you only have how much? 26 or is it 24 trophies in your cabinet? You get me? We could take away all the community shields, it don't matter. But we still got more trophies than you feel me? You get me? And the European heritage that you guys talk about, yeah, you got 2 Champions Leagues, right? But we've got European Cups too. Like, before you chat to man, do research because y'all didn't do any research before you jumped to Chelsea. Y'all are probably Spurs fans that are like didn't get any trophies and then converted over to Chelsea. You guys are Fulham fans that Fulham weren't doing nothing for you, so you jumped over to Chelsea. The real Chelsea fans know that London will always be red. It will always be red. It will take you guys a couple more years for it to ever be blue. And I won't even be here at that time. I'm going to live to 102, but I won't be around. I won't be on earth at that time. My spirit will be gone. You get me? I won't be here if that ever happened. You get me? Respect yourself. You get me? Spurs fried chicken is on the menu. Y'all get your sack of peri peri sauce. Make that sweet and hot. You feel me? And West London Blue Cowboys, we got 5 on it. You get me?